So the next is technological advancement and their impact on the ethical consideration. In that, data privacy and security, with the rise of big data, protecting the personal information has becoming the paramount. Regulation related to GDPR, in that General Data Protection Regulation, are being implemented to ensure the privacy and the security. Okay, and in cybersecurity, as cyber threats become more sophisticated, companies must invest in the robust cybersecurity measures to protect the sensitive information from breaches. Artificial intelligence and automation, in that the ethical artificial intelligence. The deployment of artificial intelligence raise ethical questions regarding the transparency, accountability. Ensuring that artificial intelligence systems are designed and used ethically is a growing concern. If we are talking about impact on employment, automation and artificial intelligence are transforming job market and necessitating the ethical consideration around workforce displacement and the need of the reskilling or upskilling the programs. And in environmental technology, green technology, innovation in the renewable energy, sustainable agriculture, and waste management techniques or technology are being implemented to reduce the environmental impact and promote the sustainability. Okay, and if you're talking about the carbon footprint reduction, companies are leveraging the technologies to monitor and reduce their carbon footprint, aligning their operations and aligning their operations with the global sustainability goal. And if you are talking about the social media and communication, misinformation and fake news, the spread of misinformation through the social media platform poses the ethical challenges, and companies and regulators are working to develop strategies to combat fake news and ensure the information integrity. And the rise of digital communication uh, necessitates new norms and ethical considerations around the online behavior, privacy, and the respectful interaction. Okay, and if you are talking about biotechnology and the medical ethics, in that the genetic engineering advance in the genetic engineering and biotechnology bring forth ethical dilemma regarding the genetic privacy, designer babies, and the potential for genetic discriminations. And if we are talking about the telemedicines, the rise of telemedicines and after the COVID-19 pandemic present the ethical issues related to the patient confidentiality and the quality of care and the accessibility. So, the landscape of the holistic ethics and the professional conduct is evolving with the emerging trends that focuses on the sustainability, corporate social responsibility, and the inclusive leadership. Technology advancement, while providing the number of benefit, also bring new ethical consideration, particularly around the data privacy, artificial intelligence, environmental impact, and the digital communication. Organization must stay vigilant and proactive in addressing these ethical challenges, integrating the holistic and ethical framework into their strategy to ensure the responsible and the sustainable growth. Okay, so if we are talking about the global collaboration and ethics, or the importance of global cooperation in promoting the universal ethics standard, in that consistency and alignment, global cooperation facilities that the establishment of universal ethics standards that guide behavior and decision making across broaden and the culture. By fostering the dialogue and collaboration among nations, organizations and stakeholders, global corporations promote the consciousness on ethic, principle and values that uphold the human rights, environmental stewardship and the fair practices. Okay, addressing global challenges in that the complex issues, many challenges such as climate change, cybersecurity threats, human right abuse required a coordinated global response grounded in the shared ethical principles. Okay, so if you are talking about the sustainable development, global corporations support the sustainable development goal by encouraging the countries to adopt the ethical practices that promote the economic growth while preserving the natural resources and addressing the social inequalities. Okay, enhancing the trust and accountability in that mutual trust, collaborative effort to uphold the ethical standards, enhance the trust between the nation, organizations, and the individual, fostering stable diplomatic relationship and the international cooperation. So, in accountability mechanism, global framework and agreement establish mechanism for accountability, ensuring that parties adhere to agreed upon ethical guidelines and are held responsible for the non-compliance also. Okay, if we are talking about the role of international organization treaties, in that UN, first one is UN. The UN, United Nations, play a central role in promoting the global cooperation and setting ethical standards through the initiatives such as the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and Sustainable Development Goal. Okay, International Labour Organization, the ILO, set labor standards and promote the decent work globally, addressing issues such as child labor, forced labor, and the workplace safety. Okay, and next one is enforcement and the compliance. World Trade Organization, the World Trade Organization oversees the international trade agreement and disputes, ensuring the fair trade practices and the ethical business conduct among member states. So if we are talking about the environmental agreement, treaties such as the Paris Agreement on the climate change establish target and framework for reducing the greenhouse gas emissions and promoting the environmental sustainability and holding nations accountable for their contribution. Okay, and if we are talking about the humanitarian efforts and peacekeeping, in that United Nations peacekeeping, UN peacekeeping missions promote the peace and security in the conflict zone, adhering to the ethical principle impartially and respect for the human rights. Okay, and if we are talking about the humanitarian aids, international organization coordinate the humanitarian aid efforts during the crisis, prioritizing the ethical consideration such as impartiality and the protection of vulnerable populations, and promoting the dialogue and diplomacy, in that international organizations serve as platform for diplomatic dialogue and negotiation, facilitating the peaceful resolutions to the conflict and promoting the ethical principle of the diplomacy and the negotiation. In cultural exchange initiative, promoting cultural exchange and the mutual understanding between the nations, foster the respect for diversity and promote the ethical values of tolerance, cooperation and the mutual respect. So Global collaboration is essential for promoting the universal ethical standards that uphold the human dignity, environmental sustainability, and the equitable development. International organizations and treaties play a um, important role in setting the ethical guidelines, enforcing the compliance, and fostering the dialogue and the cooperation among the nation. Okay, by implementing the global cooperation and the ethical leadership, uh, countries and organizations can address the global challenges effectively, build trust, and contribute to a more just, sustainable, and inclusive world.